That is a whole... You talked for a while. Hold on. You talked for a while.
You may disagree with that.
Hang on.
You may disagree with that.
But that doesn't make him a good guy.
It doesn't make him a good guy, but it doesn't mean it is a democracy. It's in the EU. It's a democracy. Don't pretend it's the same thing as Putin.
I'm talking about the principles of democracy. The principles of democracy.
Yes, and if he loses, he loses.
Okay.
Well,
how
about that moon?
Yeah.
I found a video of me testing out my podcast before I did my podcast. It's awkward. It's embarrassing.
Wow, I'm going to be a hit. I'm going to be a hit.
Clinton Jaws. You want to know how dumb I am? I'm actually going to give you guys some advice. When the BBC and the CBC call you up and say, hey, can we come over and can we come into your motorhome and interview you? You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to say, you know what, I don't think that's a good idea. We want to talk about the indigenous peoples. Are you open to that? Yeah, you can say no to that, okay? and I should have said no. I don't know when this is going to air. Please subscribe. I'm going to need them. I'm almost at 500,000. Subscribe and like this video. It's the only thing I care about. I just finished watching Bill Maher. He has a couple of guests on. One is Douglas Murray, and another is this guy, this guy from the left who doesn't like J.D. Vance.
The Hungarian people don't seem to agree.
Or parts of England, yes.
Don't seem to agree, and he's likely to lose. And J.D. Vance is probably going to be part of that. And frankly, Hungary can keep J.D. Vance because we don't want him. I need an AI to help me with that. Yeah. I blame J.D. Vance for all of it.
He's got his...
I think there's got to be a limit to the extent to which you blame J.D. Vance.
No, there's no limit.
I agree. I think you hurt the cause when you look like you actually have Trump arrangements.
What Bill says about the moon cracked me up. I agree with every single thing that Bill said about the moon. And I had no idea people thought like me. That's why I'm showing you this. But first we're going to watch an argument because arguments are fun to watch. It's about Viktor Orban. Apparently he's a real bad guy.
And now Viktor Orban. Viktor Orban is a bad guy.
His country is a hostage to, partly by his own design, a hostage to Russian oil and gas. And as a result, he's in a situation which, again, sensible countries shouldn't get themselves into, of being reliant on a dictator for your fuel supplies. But lots of countries have been in that position. They're in a particularly bad position. But those are the explanations from his point of view. But as I say, I disagree with Orban on the Russia policy, but on the migration policy, it has to be said that he did make the best decisions for his country. There's a reason why it's actually safer to walk through Budapest these days in many ways than it is through central Berlin.
Well, the Hungarian people don't seem to agree.
Or parts of England,
Here we go.
Don't seem to agree, and he's likely to lose. And J.D. Vance is probably going to be part of that. And frankly, Hungary can keep J.D. Vance because we don't want him. It's true. Because J.D. Vance and Donald Trump...
See how everybody's on J.D. Vance all of a sudden? Have you noticed?
Have consistently stood with authoritarians and against democracy. That is a whole... You talked for a while. Hold on. You talked for a while, right? There's a line here, okay? Either you stand with freedom or you stand with war criminals. Either you stand with democracy or you stand with authoritarianism. And they consistently stand with Putin and Orban and against democracy. That is the issue here, and everything else is secondary.
Hang on.
And no, that's it.
Hang on. Viktor Orban has been elected 4 times in elections that are free and fair. Now, you may disagree with that. Hang on. You may disagree with that.
But that doesn't make him a good guy.
It doesn't make him a good guy, but it doesn't mean he's a dictator.
Donald Trump won too.
Yes, exactly. But stop calling people you disagree with authoritarians or dictators.
That's your go-to.
He was elected.
That's your go-to.
He was
elected. So was Saddam Hussein.
So was Hitler.
Oh, come on. Saddam Hussein wasn't elected.
He was re-elected.
Saddam Hussein was elected by 99% of the population.
Yes, I know. I was there. I remember.
That wasn't free and fair. Hungary has had free elections.
Well, they're going to have a real free, fair election, and Orban is likely to lose.
He might lose.
And then democracy will win. And we need to be on the side of democracy and not on the side of authoritarianism.
And Hungary is a democracy.
And is Russia a democracy too?
No, of course Russia isn't a democracy. Russia isn't a democracy. Hungary is a democracy. If Viktor Orban loses, as is likely, once again,
but Orban is not in favor of democracy.
It'll be an expression of the democratic vote. It is a democracy. It's in the EU. It's a democracy. Don't pretend it's the same thing as Putin.
I'm talking about the principles of democracy. The principles of democracy.
Yes, and if he loses, he loses.
Okay. Well,
democracy.
How about that moon?
Yeah.
The moon. This is the best part, and I don't really get the whole moon thing that went down. Let's watch, but first, guys, if I was ever on this show, this would be in my mouth. I've reached the age where I want my routine simple, my coffee strong, and my nicotine situation easy. That's why I partnered with today's sponsor, Lucy. These pouches are 100% nicotine and always tobacco-free. Depending on what you guys get, each pouch has a little capsule in it, which is neat. And whenever you feel like breaking it open, you get an extra hit of flavor and hydration. I like the flavor winter green, and whenever I go golfing, that's when I pop one in. 12 mg, because I go big, I don't go home. Lucy's the only pouch that gives you long-lasting flavor whenever you need it. You guys can get 20% off your first order online by using the code Clinton. And if you don't want to wait, just head to lucy.co/stores to find your Lucy near you and grab it today. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is a addictive chemical.
How about that moon?
Yeah.
Take it away, Bill.
I like who doesn't like the moon.
fan.
To look at it from here. A fan of the moon. Okay, I'm not a fan of going to the moon. The same question I've been asking since I was a kid. Why? Why? Is it worth the money? What are we doing there? It's just another big fucking rock. We could spend a lot the money more wisely, I think. If we were closer to actually having some goal that we could reach out there in outer space, and by the way, it's not outer space, it's right next door. It's nothing. I looked this up from listen to here's the universe, and we're on the moon, 250 miles away. I have more miles on Delta, by the way. We live in the Milky Way galaxy. It has 100 billion stars. Kids who didn't go to school, that's like our sun. That's a star. The sun, that's our star. There's 100 to 200 billion of those just in our galaxy.
Suns.
There are 30,000 million stars. Galaxies. 350 billion large galaxies, each one with the 100 to 200 billion stars in it. What the fuck? You really think we're going to figure this out at any time period that matters? We can't even get to the next planet, and we wouldn't want to in our own solar system. It's just something for rich people to do that's fun. It's fun to look at. We're not really getting anything from it.
I disagree, Bill.
Tell me what we're getting.
What we're getting right now is some of the only hope that we have in this country.
Hope?
Yeah, the Artemis team and NASA is giving people hope in America.
Oh, I could sell it cheaper.
Maybe. But let's talk about the money. Artemis is going to...
That's so vague. I asked you for a concrete thing we're getting out of it, and you said hope.
I do think that that's important, but we're also getting the science... Hold on, we're getting the scientific
not a great
research.
argument.
We're getting the scientific research, and as soon as they land...
Scientific research.
As soon as they land...
What?
As soon as they land,
What?
how people live in space in their cellular body...
We know that. We know
No,
they go
we don't know that. They've gone farther than any human beings have ever gone.
by 10 more miles. They've been to the Earth before.
All right, let me tell you...
They've been to the Earth. We've been to the moon. We've been to the moon many times. We know what we know.
It costs about $4 billion. This
Well, the
entire
whole
mission.
program costs $93 billion.
Right, which is 100 days in Iran.
Okay.
And less than
Do
the
I have to-
$200 billion additional money they
Okay.
just asked for in Iran.
I'm forgetting
and
out of both.
the $500 billion more they want in the defense budget. It's
spent
small
200
in
days in
comparison.
Iran.
And I think we finally got American leaders that people respect around the world
right.
and look up to. And I do think the inspiration and hope that it's bringing to this country, especially to the young people, is absolutely critical. And I don't think you can put a price on that.
And this great bit.
And we all love Artemis too, but stop trying to tell me that going around the moon is a bigger deal than landing on the moon. I'm not saying everything was better in 1969, but yeah, some people went to Woodstock and some people drove past it on the way to Albany. Having a moon. Here's my moon. All right, new rule, don't get on a plane when you're 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know if I'm going to do this, guys, but I might play a clip because I'm almost hitting 500,000 subscribers of me setting up my podcast. I found a video of me testing out my podcast before I did my podcast. It's awkward. It's embarrassing, but I better get used to embarrassing. Take a look.
Okay. I moved the chair back. Want this light in my face more. I don't know if that's working. My eyes might still be dark, which is not good. Blinds are open. But this light went out. That light over there is on. I don't know why that light went out. I don't know what to do. You know, do you even got my head? Or is it cut off? I don't even know. Up. I don't know. I don't know. Does it really fucking matter? No one's gonna watch this shit. I know I look like Corey Hart right now. Can't get a haircut. Yeah, I get why people do this shit now. Something to do. Just gotta hook this up. Somehow, gotta sync. I gotta hook this into my computer, download something, and then somehow I sync the video to the audio. And Bobby's your uncle. Now we got Now it's my daughter. Yeah, this is gonna work out well. Pretty nice mic for $13. $13 mic. It's gonna be kind of weird talking to myself. Although I talk to myself all day long. I gotta hook this up to my computer, I think. I need one of those arms, you know? Put it in there, and then you could, you know, grab it on your arm. Just like that. That's what I need. Then you just throw it away when you want it. Bring it back. Slide it over. Slide it back. Yeah, a little bit closer. Get the mic closer. I gotta go to the washroom. Oh yeah. Wow, I'm gonna be a hit. I'm gonna be a hit.